Who Cloned the President? Chapter 10. Casey peeked out the window in the Oval Office. Look, Marsh. I see Mr. Elubicki. He's in the 4th row with our class. And there's my mom and your parents. Marshall joined her at the window. Our whole school is out there. Cool. It was a week later. Casey and Marshall had received A's for their reports. To Marshall's surprise, President Hoover had collected bugs when he was a kid. But the big surprise was the phone call from the president's secretary. Casey and Marshall were invited to the White House. They were going to receive a special award for rescuing the president. The door opened and the president walked in. He was carrying 2 small jewelry boxes. We'll be going out to the lawn in a few minutes, he said, but first, I wanted to thank you two in private. Casey blushed. Marshall noticed a spider crawling down the wall. Hey, I wonder if that's one of mine, he said. The president smiled. Could be, but don't worry. It'll be safe here. I've issued a memo to all staff. Starting now, spiders are special guests in the White House. The president handed Marshall and Casey each a box. Please open them, he said. Casey lifted the fancy lid. On a layer of red velvet, she found a satin ribbon and a round gold medal. It's beautiful, she said. This is real gold, Marshall cried. Read what's inscribed on the medals, the president said. Casey read hers. In a circle were the words, to Casey Corcoran for bravery. She flipped her medal over, and on the back was an engraving of a spider. This is so cool, Marshall said, hanging his medal around his neck. I have one too. The president unbuttoned his suit jacket and held up his medal. Mine is just like yours, but it has both your names on the front and a spider on the back, Marshall asked. The president grinned at Marshall. Yup, a spider on the back. A man peeked in the door. Mr. President, they're ready for you outside. Casey gasped when she saw the man's face. It's the clone. The president smiled. Yes, I interviewed him when Dr. Jenks was arrested. My clone is a really nice guy. He never understood what Dr. Jenks was up to. I've decided to keep him on my staff. But won't everybody get confused? Casey asked. The president winked. That might be fun, he said. I've always wanted to have a twin. He beckoned to the man standing by the door. By the way, he said to Casey and Marshall, we've given him a special name. The clone walked over. He proudly showed the kids his name tag. It said Mr. Casey Marshall. Wow, Casey said. We have a clone named after us, Marsh. Casey Marshall smiled. I'll tell them you'll be out in a minute, sir. He left and closed the door behind him. Marshall dug a paper from his pocket. He held it out to the president. You said you'd give me your autograph, Mr. President. The president took the paper. You're right, I did promise. He walked to his desk, picked up a pen, and signed Zachary Thornton with his left hand. The end. I hope all of you enjoyed that. That's a whole book in 10 chapters, and there are others on the channel. Please feel free to subscribe to capital letters FACD, lowercase arts education. Subscribe to it on YouTube. All the stories are there. Thank you.